I wanted to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Talent Insights. Talent Insights are Australia's leading data specialist recruitment business. They are experts in recruitment strategy and delivery for analytics and data teams. They are the go-to recruitment business for all your data roles in Australia, and they can help both with permanent hires and short-term project-focused data resources. I've used Talent Insights in the past, and I've always found them fantastic to work with. Visit them at talentinsights.com.au. Lots of new activity happening in data futurology. We're continually challenging ourselves to come up with new ways to create value for the community. We want to continue to bring you the topics that are relevant to organizations that are using and scaling AI. And we want to provide you use cases, challenges, new approaches, ways to overcome the resistance and the barriers in order to get value from these technologies. We have recently redone our website. It looks much better. Go and check it out. Tell us what you think. We wanted to make it easier for people to access the content that we'll be creating. And you'll see there in the events tab, all the events that are coming up, from data and AI in finance to our event on MLOps, to looking at multi-cloud strategies, the impact of DevOps into the data analytics world. Please continue to provide us suggestions with the topics that you want to hear about, and we will make sure that we put those events together for the community. We're doing this for the community, so thank you so much for your support, and I hope you continue to enjoy the content that we're producing. Welcome everyone to another episode of Data Futurology. In Data Futurology, we discuss the topics that are relevant for leaders in the space of data science, analytics, and AI. We want to bring you different perspectives from global leaders around the challenges that we're facing in our organizations every day when we're trying to advance and scale the use of AI to make, obviously, this world a better place. So thank you so much for joining us today. A big thank you to our sponsor, which is Talent Insights up here. So if you are ever looking for your next role or looking to hire top people in this space, do give them a call. They're great guys. And show them some love where you can. They've been sponsoring us for a long time. And today I am super excited. We have, somebody who, in my view, is the king of AI in LinkedIn, almost 400,000 followers. He writes for Forbes. He's in the official technology council. He's in the ISO standards committee as an expert advisor and committee member. He's head of data science and AI at the Australian Computer Society, and helps and teaches at University of Sydney. I don't know how he does it. I'm keen to find out. There's not enough hours in the day. But Steve, welcome to the show. I am super excited to have you here.
Awesome. Thank you very much for having me, Felipe. I sometimes even don't know how I'm managing my time because it's super crazy, and definitely it's tough to do some of these tasks all together. So it carves out of my weekends time and my sleeping time. So that's the reality. But
for sure,
that's my passion. I don't think about it as a job, so that's a good news. Otherwise, working more than 8 hours is more painful for a lot of people that are stuck in in something that they don't like. And hopefully we can encourage more people that are like these kind of roles, like data science role and AI roles, to step into this area, and they might even find it more interesting and love it.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for putting in all the extra hours and effort. It's definitely, it definitely is taxing, and we all love being the recipients of your efforts, right? It's been fantastic. So definitely keen to get into that way more. Before we kick off with the questions, I should mention that we're going to try and use as much of Zoom as we can. So any comments, any thoughts that you want to share, put them on the chat. As you can see, people have already been saying good morning and where they're from. Any other thoughts, anything that gives you an aha moment, share it on the chat. We're also going to be using the Q&A function. So if you have any specific questions for Steve, chuck them in the Q&A area in Zoom. And if you see a question there, that's a really good one, give it a thumbs up. So then it starts to come up towards the top. And also we've got a quick poll for the audience as usual. So we'll have a few minutes to fill out the poll, and then Steve and I will circle back and go through the answers, go through all the responses, and talk about what we're finding there from you guys. So I'll launch the poll now, and it should be popping up on everyone's screen. So as we start to have a chat, please take a couple seconds to fill out the poll and the survey. Thank you very much. So Steve, mate, tell us. Let's start by hearing how did you get to where you are today? Like where are you from, and what's the journey been like so far?
So I'm from Iran. I immigrated to Australia around 10 years ago. My background is in software engineering, so I was like a coder, software engineer. I loved it. Playing with .NET framework and using SQL to query databases. That was pretty much my job as a software engineer. But I transitioned into like more senior roles, managing the engineering team. And I remember I was involved in a project called a Hospital Information System, where we wanted to capture a lot of information about the patients and the medicine and the procedures and all those little bits and pieces that you want to capture for the health records, right? I was tasked by the company to find the easiest way to leverage these information. And back then, SQL was my go-to. It's like, okay, yes, I'm going to write you a lot of these reports and make sure that you have, 2,000 of them. And whenever you want to get some sort of query, just click, you see it pop up. But then because of the complexity of the situation, it wasn't possible to make a lot of queries and to cater for any specific scenario. So then they said, all right, can you make a query builder, or can you find something? So that was my entry into world of data and world of data analytics, because then that was my query on Google. Hey, Google, please help me find the best way to do this particular task. And that was around 14 years ago where I was searching about this particular job. I think data science as a terminology wasn't there, but we had things like data mining or things like this was still something that was relevant. People were using some statistical analysis and some tools to get some sort of information out of the data sets. 12 years ago, I learned machine learning from Andrew Ng's video on YouTube. And then I went to university studying data analytics, Master of Data Analytics. I transitioned into senior data science role afterwards, quickly to head of data science. And the rest is a history.
Man, that is amazing. What made you decide to come to Australia?
It was a kind of a joint decision by the whole family. They thought there are better opportunities for everyone, and I wanted to pursue a career back then. I wanted to pursue a career in data science, and there was a lot more opportunities here rather than my own country. So it was a very and now I'm super happy that I made the decision. It was a very wise decision to make, and I am kind of getting involved in multiple different projects in Australia. As you can see, as a head of data science at the Australian Computer Society, I get to speak in different conferences inside Australia and helping the others to get into this role and getting back to the society. So I'm very passionate and happy that I made this transition to this beautiful country.
Yeah, mate, we are very lucky to have you, and I think the society where you work as in your day job, which is obviously one of many hats you wear, but it's such a I think that it's such a good place, like lines up so well with you, because the society is about encouraging others, about sharing learnings, about maintaining standards, about helping people improve themselves, and I think that aligns a lot with who Steve Nouri is and what you're about. So I think it's a really nice mixture there, that where I see a lot of alignment. How do you feel?
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it is. So ACS in general is a society that is a member-based organization and representing ICT professionals in Australia. It's pretty much like industry body, like Engineers Australia, CPA, other industry bodies. So we would like to ensure that we cater our members. And for doing that, I'm super it's my pleasure to be able to deliver these kind of face-to-face and online events to the members. This is something that I'm going to ramp it up for the next 6 months, going around Australia if the pandemic allows me. But that's the plan. I have already locked in 10 face-to-face events in different states, Victoria, Queensland, and ACT are going to be top 3 on my list. But keep an eye on the other ones. I might come to Tasmania in the next 6 months. And that's the plan. I love it. That's something that I'm really passionate about. That gets me going.
Man, that is extremely exciting, and that's obviously on top of the virtual events, where I know that you're just coming off an event with not landing AI, but deep learning.ai, the other Andrean company.
Yes, this was the original one. Deep learning AI, I think, was the original one. The landing was a little bit afterwards. And that was a very interesting discussion as well. It was more about the difference between data scientist and machine learning engineer, because they were more focused in the education part and they wanted to make it clarify for their audience. I think we had around 12,000 registered for the event, and it was on YouTube and live event. So we don't know how many actually watched it, but it seems that people was interested to hear about it.
100%, and there'll definitely be more watches and more listens after this. I love everything that you're doing. So we've had about 75% of people answer the poll so far. We had a question from Imad asking how to get to the poll. So on the bottom of your Zoom, if you're on a computer, in the bottom of the Zoom, in the kind of like in the taskbar for the Zoom window, there should be a button there to access the poll. And if you're on your phone, it comes up in green letters at the top. There will be like a little banner in green letters that says to connect you to the poll. So great. And then, okay, so Imad says he submitted the poll. The answers to the poll, they'll be coming shortly. We'll probably wait till we get 85% of people filling out the poll, and then we can get going with that. So that'll be really good. So good one. Mate, what have you been? Well, first, I guess, tell us about all the different types of initiatives that you're currently working on and that you have going. There's a lot for us to unpick there. So I think it'd be good point to start in terms of what are you thinking about right now? What have you been working on, and what are you excited about?
So I'm probably working on 4 initiatives in parallel. Education piece is always close to my heart. I used to be a lecturer And that's something I'm really passionate about. So that's something that I'm working very actively on social media, 40 Days of AI. I'm sharing the resources that people need to learn to get into data science and AI. So that's something is going forward and gets a lot of, I guess, positive feedback these days. The other one is the hackathons. It's just something that I picked it up as a personal hobby and interest of mine, but then it became some sort of a group of people. We started doing it more frequently, and now it became a company that's just running global hackathons. The last hackathon that we had was the global hackathon for United Nations in collaboration with UNESCO and UNEP and 20 others companies. And we had 4,000 participants from all over the world, like 110 different countries around the world, for greater goods, for global goals that is kind of impacting all of us, health, education, and sustainability. That's very close to my heart because it is impactful. The list, you will get to know interesting people, you will get to collaborate with people and understand more about the topic. I have seen people coming out of these hackathons with a startup and interesting projects that will go on after the hackathon and even get funded. So that's something that just makes me always excited about these hackathons. We're going to have the Build with AI hackathon within a couple of months, so keep an eye on that. The other projects that I'm also super excited about, I recently joined ISO as and Standard Australia as a committee member, AI committee member, and standards, ethical frameworks, trustworthy AI, responsible AI, always something that I'm really, really interested to know more about and also help to shape it, because this is a very crucial topic for everyone. I know a lot of people are talking about it, but applications and real steps towards having an ethical AI are something that I'm more interested. We need to not only understand it, we also need to apply it and make sure we can have assurance of these kind of frameworks, which is not easy to do. Still, this is not something that is happening as a legal framework. It's more of a ethical, which is voluntary to adapt. But it is super important. I can give you thousands of different examples of why it's important, but I'm happy to just keep it for the rest of the conversations. And yeah, I guess also from the ACS perspective, running the AI-related events and also helping building the AI community is also something that I'm super passionate and excited about.
Man, this is great. So it seems like you're you're passionate about moving forward every part of the AI value chain. And by that, I mean, you're focusing on getting more people to discover their passion about AI, get interested in the field and learn it. You're moving forward on creating a community and obviously having almost 400,000 followers on LinkedIn. It means that you've given so much to the community that people are, attracted to the value that you're providing, and you're fostering the community, getting people to put their skills to work, with hackathons, solving important global problems. And you're helping improve the field through, helping set the standards, creating new ethical frameworks, and pushing the field to become better over time. So tell me, why are you passionate why are you passionate about this, about AI and across all the different aspects that the field can provide?
So there are a couple of reasons firstly, it's just because of the impact. So I know like all the other fields are having impact into changing our lives to get better, changing our world to a better world. But I think AI itself has a potential for greater good. All right, so that's also something that I'm kind of one of the reasons that I'm involved in ethical and trustworthy frameworks, because it's a double-edged sword. It's super powerful to make huge impact in a positive and a negative way to humanity and our future. What makes me passionate is that you can quickly, I guess, deliver something meaningful that will change the business or the company's revenue super easily. Let's not say easily, because it depends. It really depends on the industry. So it just depends, but it will bring value to your business and it will make an impact. That's just what makes me fascinated about this particular technology and how it's quickly evolving different industries, like by disruption, by automation, and redefining the way that we work, interact with different tools and different platforms. And yeah, it's super exciting and fascinating time to be. I think, I don't know, probably at each generation, there would be some technologies that make people excited about. Maybe it's something that, previous generation, when the electricity was invented, they felt the same thing. It's like, oh my God, you're such a lucky people living in this era. Maybe internet was pretty much the same kind of change that people were like excited about the future, about the applications. But anyway, I would just say that this is probably bigger than all of them.
Man, that is excellent. It is definitely bigger than all of them, and exciting. And we need more people thinking about it, understanding it, working in it, helping it bring to reality the world of possibilities that this can create. And one of the things that I love about what you bring to the community is the constant showing of innovation and what businesses can be created with AI, what new problems can be solved, maybe like old problems solved in new ways, in better ways. And what first maybe, no, I'll ask you first. What drives you to do that, and what are you most excited about in terms of what you're seeing in new innovation and applications of AI for you? What are you most excited about?
So the reality is, so first of all, I believe in learning by doing, right? And also, I believe that people get interested and excited about a specific field by understanding the impact and application. That's exactly what I mentioned about my passion in data science and AI applications. So what I'm doing, making this kind of excitement and awareness about different applications and how these technologies can impact different industries by sharing the latest innovations in the field. So you would actually know about what is happening, how it's being applied to different problems, right? And that can be inspiring for many people. So I'm getting a lot of great feedbacks from our audience. Like, I can't tell you how many individuals reached out to me, sending me messages on social media, and thanking about the particular project that just inspired them to do something. I can give you a couple of examples. So first of all, the most interesting one was a couple of months ago, I got approached by a VC in US, and they just thanked me and they wanted to send me a gift. And I was like, what is it about? I said, like, we were following these latest innovations that you're sharing. And we had one person to literally take it out of your post, contacting that people to pitch the project to us. And we have invested into 2 of those projects already.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's very interesting. I've never thought that can be one of the applications. Like, yeah, you're kind of working for us now. Thank you for that. So that was very interesting one. The other one was like a PhD student recently sent me a message that he changed his career to data science, and now he's super happy. He's very motivated, and he thinks that he finds his passion in data science, and that was just ignited because of those innovations that I was sharing. He could see the potential, and that was just amazing for me to see that acknowledgement and see that it is actually changing people's views about AI. Some of them are the people that are kind of scared about the AI, just taking our jobs, and like the negativity around robots are going to uprise against humanity, and those kind of Star Wars kind of things that we might have heard about it. Some of our technology leaders also, they believe into similar scenarios happening, which I can talk about it for a very long time. But so yeah, I think that has a positive impact in general. And as you mentioned, like, because of the volume of the number of the followers, I think that is making an impact globally that just makes me going. It takes carves out a lot of time out of my day to curate these latest innovations and share it with audience, but it is definitely rewarding.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope that you got a lot out of this discussion. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel so more people can find out about the challenges that leaders have in the analytics and AI space. And that's what we're trying to share in Data Futurology. So please like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please tell your friends. Thank you so much.